So Danielle, on Wednesday, a thing kicked off in Washington, D.C. called WelcomeFest.
Hmm.
And you might be saying to yourself, oh, it's Pride Month and welcome. It kind of sounds, like maybe this is like a very inclusive group that wishes to celebrate, the beautiful diversity of America. Not quite, because it's
Mm.
another one of these garbage centrist Democrat movements. It's people like Richie Torres. It's people like Ro Khanna. It's people like the Matt Iglesias and the Abundant guys, and it's just they spend the whole time. God, Elise Slotkin. I forgot about her. They spend the whole time not attacking Republicans, but attacking the left
Ah.
and the left flank of the Democratic Party. And what they do is they do this somehow in the guise of saying that they want a bigger tent, and that in their minds, the left is not helping with that. So to be clear, they want a bigger tent Democratic Party that basically gets rid of the left side of the
Mm-hmm.
Democratic Party. So it sounds to me like they don't want a bigger tent. They just want their own tent. And maybe they'll share it with Republicans,
Mm-hmm.
but they won't
Mm-hmm.
share it with people to the left of them. These groups keep popping up, and it's all these people who sit there and claim that the country doesn't like left-wing ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And what we need is, we need to do things like not basically they want to not fight back against trans bans in sports
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. And it's just it's a lot of I assume there was a long line of buses out front for them to throw people under,
Mm-mm.
because that the entire sort of basis of this group is throwing people under the bus, whether it's queer folks, whether it's trans folks, whether it's just the list is kind of endless as long as you're to the left, and again, as long as you're not sort of a white centrist Democrat. Those are the only people that they care about, is the people who they believe are like themselves. And it's so gross. And Danielle, I know that I don't did you speak at this conference? Because I know you actually like them a lot. But so let's get your perspective on this.
Did I was a headliner. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry I didn't invite you. Um you so here's the thing. There was one article that said centrists, what centrists think are the problem in the Democratic Party. And I'm like, centrists are the problem of the Democratic Party. Their hurry up and wait mentality is the problem. Their embrace of incremental progress is the problem. Their desire, as you said, to throw anybody, any identity, any group under the bus on their way to, run and hug Liz Cheney is the fucking problem. So my thing is that these people, because I just did a video the other day on abundance, right? This book by Ezra Klein and Derek Thompson, and this whole new agenda that they have, which it's pretty much, if like greed were to cosplay as abundance, that would be what this fucking is. And the idea is that centrists, you have to remember, are backed by the same billionaire class that Republicans are backed by. And any time that there is any coalescing of identities and groups that start to recognize who the real problem in their lives are, why their lives are harder, and they point and they recognize, it's the billionaire class, it's the unchecked class, the unregulated class. Then you have the centrists that come out and say, whoa, 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 no. You're looking at the wrong 1%. It's the trans folks. It's this, like, we need to be alpha, as Slotnick has said. Like, we need to cosplay as Republicans. And so for me, this group, I'm like, you need your own fucking tent, because I actually don't want you in mine. It's these types of people and their thinking who are, again, backed by Bloomberg, backed by Gates, backed by like these it's like the other class of billionaires that are playing
Yeah.
puppeteer, right? And so at the end of the day, who is losing are the people. And abundance mentality would be like getting all of the people in this country having, universal health care, having, quality education, having, quality access to clean air, clean water, right? Like building innovative technologies that are able to feed people without causing pollution, et cetera, et cetera. And so it's like the things that they say, one of their main tenets is like in this abundance agenda too, is that there's too much regulation. Who the fuck does that sound like? It doesn't
Yeah.
sound like any Democrat I know. And so
Yeah.
I'm like, we don't need a bigger tent. You need your own. And we need a different type of party that is actually foreign by the people. And that is not currently the state of this Democratic Party that 5 months, 6 months into this Trump regime can't seem to find their fucking footing.
Yeah, it's interesting that you point out that one of the things that the centrists want is less regulation. And you said, who does that sound like? One of the people that sounds like is Elon Musk. And so I guess it's not a surprise that a bunch of these folks at this Welcome Fest, including two that I mentioned before, Ro Khanna from California, Richie Torres from here in New York, basically said that the Democrats should reach out to Elon Musk now that Musk has gone after
Oh my
the
gosh.
so-called big beautiful bill. And Ro Khanna says, "Oh, well, we should be trying to convince him that the Democratic Party has more of the values that he agrees with." Really? Which is that the values of replacement theory? Is that the values of wanting white South Africans in charge of South Africa? Is that the anti-trans values? Like I'm confused as to which values Kana means.
Wow.
Richie Torres says, "quote I believe in redemption," and he's telling the truth about the legislation. Liam Kerr, who founded the group, I think it's called Welcome Pack, that is hosting this Welcome Fest, he says, of course, Democrats should welcome Musk back into the party. This is the tent that they want. This is the they sit here and they yell at the left and they throw immigrants under the bus and all the other people we mentioned earlier under the bus. But the people they want in their tent are the Elon Musks of the world. And if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know
Yep.
about them, I don't know what does.
Elon Musk has something in common with Democrats. If that is the case and that is their stance, then I know that the Democratic Party is no longer for me. Because I can't imagine that a man that gave two Nazi salutes
Yeah.
on stage with
Yeah.
the presidential seal in front of him has something in common with the larger Democratic Party. Miss me with that bullshit. That is disgusting. Like I am, I am, these people, right? We wonder how Trump got into office. It isn't just about the people who voted for him. It is the people who have no business being inside of the Democratic Party. This fucking establishment status quo fucking group of people. Ugh. Okay. Breathe.
So yeah, to follow up on what you were saying, Danielle, I mean, Ro Khanna is just the worst. He represents Silicon Valley, so he is obviously not obviously. I guess he wouldn't necessarily have to be, but he's kind of a fan, it seems, of these tech bros that are destroying the country. And when I mentioned earlier that he said that the Democratic Party has more of the values that Elon Musk agrees with, the next thing he cited as one of these values is a commitment to science funding. Really? Because I'm fairly certain that with Musk running Doge and being
Mm-hmm.
part of this Trump administration, science funding has been gutted. It has been cut to the bone. So Ro Khanna is just I don't know what goes through his head. I don't know how you sit there and call yourself part of the Democratic Party when you are a shill for big tech, and just to blatantly lie and say that Elon Musk agrees with the value of that with the value of committing to science funding. Like, what are we doing here?
We don't know what runs through his head, but we know what runs through his pockets. So
Nice.